Excuse it. We are back. My mouth is dry. How's it, guys? Naramfel. Lemonade. Are you fine? Are you good? Like, Are you good? Like, really, really, really fine. I guess it's important to check before you even talk. Look around about 12 hours. They've had their times of the day, my brother. So you have to first test the waters. You understand? Before jumping in. Because you'll get banned. It's life. How are you? Lordin Saba. So we'll start ka this thing. Please don't forget to subscribe before we start. I can remember we are running a campaign. It's an unpaid, you know. So this campaign is, road to 500 subscribers before the end of March. So let's please subscribe, guys. Let's please subscribe before we can even start. Let's we have to do some admin stuff before. Like, come on. I'm sorry. So let's please subscribe, and then so that the community can grow. You know. So before we start with the meeting or the discussion, we have to do some admin stuff. Which is please subscribe. Run the campaign. Because at the end of the day, it's about a vision. So we are building a vision. We are building we are seeing one, and we are building towards it. Not we are building. Yes, can build a vision. Yeah, yeah, okay, it's fine. Either way, but the main point is, we are working towards a certain goal, and we've put the the aims on the table, you know, and what we kind of like expect, and we've put also the platform so that we can talk about it. We can see through it. How? Through discussions, right? So it goes to the same point, just through discussions, and it takes not only one person to do it. It takes a bunch of people to come together and agree on a certain vision, or a certain goal, to be like, okay, we are for this one. Let's subscribe to it. You understand? Because of one day, remember the point, the main point is for the word to be out there. So which means we would re tlo dira ntho e nngwe le in to from our capacity or capability. Sometimes or not as we'll be using our own resources to make it be out there as a community. So which means we have to be together. We have to subscribe, we have to agree that, what, certain problems we fix by talking, by understanding. We face a lot of challenges as people, yeah, sure, feeding, but at the end of the day, we need to understand what we are going through. And sometimes you also know that, Ukilewa, have you seen or have you found yourself in a situation whereby you knew something, ne? But now because of you've had a conversation about it, you kind of like understand. You'll be like, oh, actually, so you understand. You're like, sharp, Baba, because of there was a platform to clarify everything. Understand. So which relates or goes in hand with the topic of why you should be doing this. Like, why why should you be doing it? Like why? Like why would you not it? For what reason? I understand. Because of everything in life, Bangani. It's about a decision that we take. It's based on when IKPJGU high. How's it? Show wealthy. Please don't forget to subscribe, guys. So it always has to remind you why you're in a certain situation. Why am I doing this? You understand? Why? So for us as people, we have things that we should be doing, right? You can't be a person not doing nothing, my brother. Now also, re tlhoka zaga, re tlhoka madi gore re kgone go phela. You need to be out there, wa nkwešiša, you know get dirty, my brother. Just do something. We're not saying that do illegal things, but we're saying that prioritize, your comfort zone, for things that you're not used to. But for the fact that um no 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 nah nah Sun Scorpio, Sun Scorpio. Yeah, sure. How's it? I don't understand. What's happening now? So guys, please don't forget to subscribe. So it always has to be about you more than anything. It depends on when. So whatever that you're working for, whatever that you are doing, you have a job, you've got a business, you've got a partner. Always ask yourself, am I capable of doing this thing? Sure, you are capable, you know that, then do it. Now we get ourselves in situations that we actually like to kind of compare a lot of things and take what other people are doing, and we take that as, we're lazy to think. You have to wait for someone to come and say this, you have to wait for someone to come and do this, you have to wait for some, and we end up depending on people. It's so bad that you get yourself in situations whereby people talk about you and you still get emotional. For what reason? Because of it, but people always talk about you. It's part of life, right? And if those people are talking about things that happened in your life, it's your journey, it's your life, you've lived that life. Maybe you're still living that life. It's you. I agree. When you tell yourself, I tell myself that no, I understand and I know myself and I'm true to myself. So which means what people say shouldn't matter. Either it's correct or wrong. And if they're correct, they're sharp, it's your life. If they're not, you're like, sharp, no. Opinions are never said to be factual, right? So when people raise opinion about they're factual, people are just given a differentiation of what could be happening, or a kind of an image of what could be happening. And if it is what is happening, that's your life. Accept it. Why do you still get so emotional about your life? Because we end up stopping things that are important because of. Uh, let's think about it carefully. Emotions are never good for business, guys. When we start getting emotional, business doesn't go well, guys. A lot of things get disturbed right there because of emotions, right? Because emotion says to me that I should be comforted wherever I am. I should be fine. I should be nice. I should be, you know, I must be loved. I must be cared for. But customers don't care, nigga. The customer is not about you. Now, hold on, we could have that. Hebe tla mona ba re ba nyaka service. Now, are you able to serve them the service, or are still stuck in those emotions to be like, oh, that's why we end up seeing rude people, Joe, go the retail stores. What's I know KFC, we shop right. Emana, so rude. Go Maspala West. Rude. For what reason? We don't know, guys. It's fella. I come there, I'm like, Ish, mama, can I please make an ID? But like you can tell, next day, now we got a problem. So it goes to show that a lot of people are so attached to the emotions. You wake up, maybe a small argument with your partner or wherever you stay with, or sometimes you just wake up and your spirit is not, you know, ahumnat, right? So how is you're still stuck there, or I guess up. And now we'll see the record from how you treat people. That's why Mdimu Urele, guys, always remember that the Plamal Fatsi will get disturbed. But it's about how you know yourself. That's about if you answer some of the 5 questions from five questions, which are who are you, who you are, who are you, squash up by this, that's fine. Who are you, where you coming from, where you going, where are you, and I just forgot the last one. But Umang should have a purpose. You're not living because of you want to live. So it's your life more than anyone's life. You are responsible. So you choose whether you want the coins or you just want to live this life. You choose, you want peace and the coins for happiness and a peaceful life. We should differentiate, guys. There are people who just want the coins. There are people who just want money. Like peace. What's like peace? They're like, dog, what are you talking about? Narabata pela, dog. Narabata tela. We want to do this, we want to do that. When you tell people, look, what conversations like your long-term goals, peace, like we never talk about those kind of things, and they are the things that are affecting us. We love talking about what we saw on TikTok, what we saw on YouTube, Skim Sam, what Big Brother. Now we talk most about those, we interact about those. Yeah, it's the fun of it, right? Which is good, it's not bad. But we never put space for those important conversations which are affecting us as people. Guys, just sit, I wanna as a person, just sit and look and just kind of analyze people mentally and spiritually and emotionally. You realize that, guys, we are living in a very, I wonder if they had those AI matches like they won't say the levels. I wonder this person has a low level of spiritual living. Emotionally, this person is dead. Like Oka, you'd be surprised. A lot of people are going through a lot because of they choose to just go for the success, the coins, the money. What about your spirit, your peace, bro? Hence, maybe we have a lot of people just wanting to live a fleshy life, luxury. O batla o apara Louis Vuitton, like you wanna be seen, like you know. We seek for validation from outside people. Yeah, that's why all the assets. Parallel conversation is also the assets. Do you think they're being talked about? No. You might not be putting it as a subject or a topic of that conversation at that time as assets, but you're talking something around what assets do. What's acquire this other land, what's like you're about 50, right? And I shall acquire land. What do you want to do? Right? I want to farm. But you've got 50, yeah, guy. Diamond dog. King, you wanna wait for 40 years gore tlo thomo acquire land or thomo acquire the assets. We want to repeat what our elders have done. Phela our elders job ba ile spanning sharp over spanner ha ba qeta keng 60 years pension, they give you your money right through from when you started working up until pension. You've been surviving, so we also want to survive. Because of the way we're using money recklessly, it's like we're waiting for like a 40. I'm like, now when I get to 40, that's when I want to start buying assets. But right now, dog, we've got it was the youngest, the richest people in this world. Or maybe let me just not talk about young richest. But a lot of young people have got money, are making money. And we spend diamond dog sharp. It was 50. God, modelo tse pedi. Mara na hinga like say, ntanga bona, just buy some assets, bro. You're surviving, you're good. You have what you want. You know, is it because of maybe you don't know what to do with the money and you decide to go for liabilities? Or it's about, I just want to be part of the train. I just want to jump in. What about peace, bro? What about your soul? Because of, guys, this conversation can get too deep if you get people who are like informative about spirituality. And I can read it through my mind right now, but I just don't know how to take it out. For this thing, it's more spiritual, bro. And it pains when you just look at people just do, but yeah, live your life. Just happy living your life. But do you wanna remember? It's a point of kind of showing each other, right? Let's get judge, I can judge, guys. I can judge, but it's an opinion. So it's like you want money or you want money and peace, right? And when we talk about peace, those are some of the principles from the Bible. We talk about your soul, bro, yourself. There is you, but there is the inner person who also wants to live. Who also wants to showcase himself, and who's more powerful because we talk about things like energy. What is energy? If rich is spiritual, energy it's a scientific word. Yeah, energy. So spiritual, what do we say? Spirits. Ka Sepedi re re moya, Xitsonga i moya, umoya. So that's why a lot of things are happening, guys. Our country is, dog, I wish people understood that. Problem they think, oh, what's up? What people think, but they have to stop everything now. They are doing. Joe, we are all sinners as people, right? We are all sinners, and for the fact that our lives, because if we were living, if near heaven sharp, things would be going fine. But because of sometimes we do subscribe to those things of Bramfi to, you know, your evil deeds, our sins. Peladi sin, it's like you're shifting from what God has given you to do to subscribing, because you have to choose. It's either here or there. It can't be here. So we pick some of those things, and then life has to be like it has to life. So but I believe that God understands that we are sinners, as long as we still remember, as long as we still We still do what we have to do. Now, guys, I just want to be honest with it, and it's my truth. Abutii, I'm a sinner. I know that I'm not perfect, and God does punish me sometimes for my sins, but it's like my child. Don't be ashamed of being my child because of your sins. My word again, here, don't be ashamed to be my child because of your sins. Because of life. Life is growth. Because of life is a lesson. You can't just grow and know everything. You learn. So I believe as you love me as my child. Dog, it's just like your parent. No parent will abandon their child because of maybe they're doing things they don't want them to do. No parent. Bella, Bona, we don't have to think so far about it. It's right here. would would your parent abandon you because of your sins? I dare they wouldn't. So why would God abandon his child or his children because of God's sins? We respect and love our Father. And we go to church, we do what we have to do, we testify people, we talk about the word because of we understand how powerful it is. Tomorrow, decide you're not waking up. It's his decision, my brother. And now coming to it, I just want to talk about the fact that a lot of young people are dying nowadays. And we've got a lot of a lot of brothers and sisters dying right now. And board, let's bring it back. Before everything, before you do anything, you have your baragas quack, your instinct, your gut. Ka sekgowa ka sepedi re re letswalo la ka le dumele mana moya wa ka o dumele. We're talking about who? God. Because of, let's remember, Deuteronomy 30 verse 11 says that me as your father, I will not be far from you whereby you'll have to send someone to go look for me in the mountains. I'm just right here with you. And here we got John 1 verse 1. We know it. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So which means that word, I just want you to combine. Deuteronomy says, God says, I'm just right here with you. John 1 verse 1 says, every time when we talk about instinct, it's God talking to us. I don't know if it makes sense, guys. So which means that him as our parent, as he is our parent, yes, he will punish us just like a parent for certain things that we do. Like when your parent says, maybe let's say there's something valuable that she gives you every month, then she's like, no, for 2 months you won't be getting this thing. No, I'm punishing you. I just want to let you know that I don't agree with that, and I don't want that, but I won't abandon you and disown you as my child, just like God. Guys, we are His protecting us everywhere we go. So before I even go out, God will tell me, Rexy, boy, there is an event guy. Don't go. Maybe you've got a flu, for example, or maybe you've got a running stomach. What's like running stomach out of the blue? And then what's happening? But like, it's to the time. You know, the Autis, the gang is coming up. You know, but don't say yeah. God is like, dog, when are you not going today? I'll get you sick. Jandin. It's like a running stomach. Ah, or maybe over something so there is important. And God is like, you're my child. I love you so much. I protected you all the time. You just didn't listen to me. It's so sad that guys who have got our brothers and sisters going like nobody's business, bro. Because of what? Ignorance. We don't listen to our parents. Well, God is our parent, guys. God is our parent. What your parent does to you, which is in right of them being your parent, so does God. Learn out loud true, Nanta. So it's about knowing that you've got a parent, and this parent knows what's coming tomorrow. He knows that what you want, the job that you want, the business that you want, the whatever that you want, the goal that you want to achieve. He knows how you should get there. He knows. So why aren't you doing what your parent wants you to do when you can do it? Because God, because guys, God says to us, exactly. When he punishes us because he loves us, right? Exactly the point. So and he knows what we want. He knows how you should be getting there. So if you just listen to him when he talks to you, what else submit a CV is like, you know what? Do the so he's talking to you. So but how do you make that part of you active? It's doing what God said we should be doing because he didn't say um just agree and just be my child. But he gave us a book and he was like, here's the reference of what I want you to do and what is happening. It's a spiritual world. You gotta understand. Everyone is spiritual. Everyone is spiritual. So it's a decision that you choose to take. That's why I asked the question. I was like, do you want the money or you want the money and the peace? Now, I just diverted a little bit so that you should understand that what the point of peace, what are we talking about when you talk about peace? You want money or you want money and peace? It's so nice, ne? Chowing your money in peace. Yo, unfortunately, we have to live. So we need the money, bro. Unfortunately, we gotta live. You gotta work something. You gotta move. You have to eat. Yes, we can talk about farming. You'll farm food, but you also farm plants. Now, Palawana, you wanna go back to the ancient times, whereby you make your own food, you make your own plants. You know, so it's also at the end of the day, you will wear something, but so it's like, why can't I just do something to get this thing that I can get access to those things, and still be me because of now times are changing. We have to wear clothes, we have to buy cars, we have to buy a house, we have to buy this, we have to buy that. You can't buy everything, yes, but there's certain things you just have to buy. I wonder if you're still living in the ancient times, then if you don't want the money, Yes, there are people who actually do that. I've heard a couple of people say that, of people they know, and it's there. Okwamu Tarek say, I don't want money. I just want to be God's child. I don't want anything. I just you know okay sharp or but we get to ask for okay sharp for you to maintain yourself on a monthly basis. How much do you use? Because you can't be doing everything by your own such challenge, right? You're getting something about 200 yana, why agree? So you need the money, right? So you need the money. Yes, just say you don't want to be rich. You understand? There are people who just don't want to be rich. They're like, I'm good. I'm getting 500 every month. I'm good. You know, I just want to be God's child and go to church and stay away from a lot of things. And yeah, which is what actually we should be doing. If it wasn't about the money, if it wasn't about the life, the centuries, the change, the revolution, people being innovative, yeah, I guess we would be, I believe we'd be living in that situation or in those times whereby there's no money, you just live. I understand. Yeah, but pray and He provides. Yeah, dog. Simple. Pray, He provides, and stick to your prayer uh, I'm because the prayer it's asking from a parent. So now I take God as my parent, and in my prayer I say whatever that I want to say to Him, you know, as a parent. And if I want to apologize, I apologize. If I want to ask, I ask. You know. And at times when I ask, it's like ngeke angithi wenze lokhu nalokhu akere udirile phela it's a parent. Then maybe that day ish, you try nyana, you go and zama and hustle, but hey wabona ora wa berekela. It's like baba nganya go tshela maybe you used to making 500 a day. Tsatsi leo mfana o to dire 50 rand, but you've got the food. He doesn't bring you down at the times when you have nothing. He's like, okay, this guy has got food. Okay, sharpo. When he's done with whatever that, he's going home. He will eat. He will bath and sleep sharp. Okay, ana moya ngwana go moruta lesson ka kwa. Uye peace jopong or uye jopong. You used to making 500. You did 50 rand. Ndi mo botsoro mfana. I'm your parent. Respect me. Respect me. So let's not pressurize ourselves to nothing because of we are the children of God. Your God is a parent. God is a parent. So I'm going about how about that's God, bro. I'm talking about those who like baba line but what about twara line but there's some parents show you like yeah never. And so let's not end up pressurizing ourselves to nothing and end up living that part of ourselves because of we need it, and people just live recklessly. People just be like I'm just living my life. A lot of people are getting into evil deeds, a lot of people without knowing, bro. And we've actualized it right sharp feed. They're like, she's living her own life. He's living his own life. I never fade sharp. She's living his own life. He's living his own life. Sharp fade. But what does it say to you, bro? You inviting more. It's like disrespecting your parent a lot of times. That's how deep it is. You're disrespecting God a lot of times. He forgives you when you do this. It's like in a sharp fade. Now he understands sometimes because it's like out of 100, you disrespect me 10%. So I can can take it, but right through. And as people will actualize it, that she's living his own life. We're like, people should be doing that. Your parent is moving from you. Your parent is moving from you. You're actually distancing yourself from your parent. And just look at what happens now. Just like when you distance yourself from your parents because of the streets. What then happens? You leave. And your parent is like, not fed. You are not under their protection anymore. So anything could happen with you. You might be smart enough maybe to kind of but you are not guaranteed. When a self, because of someone who spend a lot of money, someone who spend a lot of pain because of you, someone who loves you, and you will stay here and it will over every time while out there. And then when the streets milk you, come back. It's like, I know, you know what? First prove yourself. First prove yourself that I can trust you. Now, in the spiritual world, we say you are from that side, and God is like, okay, let me give an opportunity. I will not protect you fully, but don't worry. That's why, because it's raining, but it seems to be raining like a certain part. Hey. Remember, I'm from Limpopo, ne? So it happens, as I'm from Limpopo, it happens, find that it rains, but it rains like a certain part. It rains like a certain place. Mutse. It happens. So that's why I just wanted to pull up. Okay. So, yeah, guys, I mean, that's it. And if you respect your parent, you would get the, and if you live with your parent in a very respectful way, and your parent also do what they have to do for you, you'll understand the relationship you have with God, because of God is like your parent. So guys, let me do something a little bit. I'll come back. We have to do at least 2 lives a day. I think we're on a campaign. We are running, guys. Sekichima, 100 meter. Remove. We are more. So let's please subscribe, guys. Let's please like. Let's please. What's it? Yes. So let's please comment and subscribe, guys. I gotta remember we're on a road to 500 subscribers before the end of March. So after that, we are going for 1,000 subs. Let's not rest, guys. Let's please subscribe. Let's also tell our friends. Let's also tell them to tell our friends to please subscribe. And only if you understand, only if you get the vision, you get the point. It's only about it, because it's a community, it's a, you understand. So are subscribing by to you, and as we grow, we'll grow. And those who think that we're not gonna grow, unfortunately, we are growing, and one day, maybe after 10 years, you'll be saying, and Amara, so it happens, it's life. So unfortunately you won't have certain benefits, you know. There won't be like a bad energy between you and whatever, or whoever, but you won't have much access, you know. And that person has got access for you to get something. So I'm just saying that please subscribe, guys. One day we will all benefit from it. And for those who think that it won't grow, I don't know what like what side. For now, let's just put them aside and learn Artamain so. I can return eso, and then we'll come back when we have enough petrol and be like, oh guys, go on the benzene. Oh, okay, you want lift to go, all right. That's some bit of it. Simple. That's how life is. I got. So let's just keep on pushing. Let's just keep on subscribing. Best believe, I know, and trust me. One day it will benefit all of us. You know. So you decide to be part of the journey, or you're not. And unfortunately, guys, it happens. If you're part of it, there's a certain access that you'll get. But if you're not, it's life, you know. People choose, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So, guys, let me train Yana and do something. You know, I'll come back about my latest. You know, I'm my latest. I'll come back when I come back from church. And then we'll flip Yana. We'll continue with it. So, from me to, like I always say, take over yourself and love yourself before you love everyone or anyone. And don't forget to pray. Like I always say from me to you, please don't forget to subscribe, please, guys. Please. When only one, when only more, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Just leave a subscribe before we cut the live, before we end the live. I shall put you. Never fit to Rata again. Litas, ne? Yeah, Litas. Rata jump on. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. I'm out.